Hi, this will just be one very small tutorial explaining how to put cars on a CT track using the CTR Creator. This is just because it's slightly different than putting it on a in-game track, because you have to select all of the different pieces that the CT has by going into the folder, but that's exactly what I'm going to explain in this little tutorial thing. So one of the first things you kind of want to do is just go into the example folder in the CTR Creator. Don't worry, if you haven't really seen this before, you can just ignore the program for now. Just go into examples. This is what I usually do, and this is what you need to do in this case if you want to get this to work, because you want to open the example Profis thing, and this is basically going to give you a Bahndaten file. Now this is a text file which you put into the program, which it reads and then turns into a CTR. And you're going to want to have the Profis version, because this version comes with this section, track section name, and this is what's special about putting a car on a track, on a CT track, because the folder needs to actually read all of the different track sections that a CT has, and that's why you need this track section name part, and this only comes with the example Profis version. Now, how you can get all of these track section names is something that I'll get to in a second, but first you can just remove all of these example things, because we don't really need them, to be very honest. Over here you can just put whatever name you want to give something. I'll just call it test just for now, because it's, yeah, it doesn't really matter in any case. Over here is going to be the car type name. Now what you want to have over here is the exact name of the car that you want to put on your track, and you can find this by going into Program Files, Atari, Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, Cars, and then Tracked Ride Cars. Now over here you can both see the names of the CTR cars as well as the in-game cars, and it doesn't really matter whichever you want to use. You just have to copy the names of the folders over here of whichever car you want to use. So for example, I want to put the Century Flyer L on this CTR, so I would have to copy that thing and put it over here. Now if you want to add, for example, another car, you have to add a command like that and then copy another name and put that in the file as well, and that's basically how that works. Okay, so now we have two cars that are going to be on our CTR, but right now we don't actually have a track on which these two cars are going to be. Now for this example, I'm just going to make a wooden roller coaster on which I want to take the wooden track from the Europa Park Woden CT, but I want to put some different cars on it because I don't want to have the Woden cars on them. So then you want to go into Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 Tracked Rides, and if you have this thing installed, which you should have if you want to put cars on a CT, then the name that you want to get for the track type is not actually the name of the folder which includes all of the track pieces, because if you have installed, for example, the Woden CT, but this goes for every single CT, you have two folders. You have one folder which stores the information of all the different track pieces, and you have another folder which stores the information of just the CTR, in which, for example, the Woden car is located. Now for the track type, you're gonna want to copy this folder right here, track CTR ML18 wood roller coaster, or if you're using, for example, the family roller coaster profile, you could take the track CTR ML04 family. Just depends on what kind of track you want to use, but it always has to start with track CTR. That is every single track type, if you're using a CT, that is. So you want to put that as a track type name, but then for the sections, you can find the track sections in this, in this folder. So the name of the folder which I just copied, this is basically where all the different track sections are located that are in the CT. However, as you can see, this is a ridiculous amount, so to copy all of these names and put them into the track section name section, which is where we want to get the names of the track sections that we want to have in the CTR, it's just ridiculous. So we're not going to do that, but rather we're going to take the folder which actually includes the CTR. So in this example, the Woden ride uses the CT, and basically you have to find any folder of any CTR that uses this track. So for Woden, this would just be the CTR EP Woden ride, and for the family profile, that would, for example, be the Pegasus ride. And we're going to go into this thing, and here we have two files. We have a common and unique.ovl, and the way we can open these is to open a new notepad like that and drag them into there. And then if you did that, hold on, not drag them both into that, just drag the common.ovl into that notepad, and then you'll see all of these different lines of coding things, whatever, computer mumbo jumbo. This basically saves all the different track pieces, except now you have it all in one notepad. And you're going to want to look for one line that says style icon GSI SPL and then the name of whichever coaster you have, and you're gonna want to select the track pieces after that line, so not including that line. It's around halfway through the notepad file, and then you're gonna want to go down and find the // rides, and then the directory in which the folder is located, and select up to that point, but not including that line. If you select any of those two lines, you're gonna get an error. So start from not the first line, and stop selecting just before the last line starts, like that. And then you're going to want to take that into your track section name part and just copy it in there. Don't worry about if the layout is going to look ugly and if there's a lack of commas. The CTR Creator is going to make that work automatically, and at this point you've got pretty much everything you want to actually import this CTR and have it work in the game. We've got the right cars that we want to put on it, we've got the right track type, and we've got all of the different track sections that this CTR has. So now you kind of want to save it. You just want to save it, and you want to have it saved as CTR Bahndaten and then the name of whichever CTR this is going to be. So I'm going to call this CTR test, and I'm going to save it just like that. And now I'm going to open the program, and let me actually get to the program right here. So you open the CTR Creator, and there's not much you really have to do over here. You just click read CTR Bahndaten.txt, then we open the file we have just made, then we say write CTR Bahndaten.txt, create write OVLS, and install write OVLS in RCT3. And now when we open RCT3, we should be able to get this CTR to work. Okay, so now we're in the game, and hopefully it is all going to work right. Let's see, the write was called test. Yeah, there we go. There it is. And as you can see, it works now. It is on the EP Woden track, which is a CT, as you can see. And we do have some different cars in it, and it all works, which is really cool. Now, there are some errors that you might get. There's one thing that says track unresolved CTR file. I think that's how it goes. Now, one of the issues that may happen with that is that some of the things went wrong in the Bahndaten files with the names of things that you had to get in there. One very common mistake that causes that error is that the name of the track type isn't right. You get that track unresolved TTR error when the track type, for example, doesn't match the track sections that you have posted over here, or for example, if you didn't have the track CTR ML18 Wood RC, but for example the track CTR Family Ride. Something like that. One other thing that could be wrong with it is that there is a typo in one of these track sections, and I recommend you to not check all of these 1,000 track sections for one typo. Just if something's wrong with the track sections, try removing these and copying them again, and then it should be good. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or feedback, don't hesitate to leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time.